With the storyboard man, Peter Fitz down at Moreland City Council, we're talking about the importance of content online and making content compelling. Peter, you've won a few awards over the last couple of years for the work you've done on diversity projects, on I guess content for culturally and linguistically diverse peoples in Moreland. Tell us a little bit about it.
I think one of the most powerful things that we've picked up in the last few years is that in Moreland we had 132 language groups. We translated some material for 8. The other 124 basically had to fend for themselves. The beauty of going back to very simple expressions and using vision is that you can convey a lot more meaning than you can by just simply having dot points on a website. The NBN enables this to be taken to the next level. The NBN enables you to take whatever graphics or illustrations you have and bring them alive. We've started animating some of our drawings over the last few years, and these are starting to work. We've tested them in the field with different migrant groups. We've used them in neighbourhood house settings and English as a second language courses, and they're working very well. I guess the thing I've learned most out of this is, in marketing terms, we were trying to create something for CALD audiences. But what we've discovered is, using vision and using the NBN now, that we need to market to the entire community, because they will learn much quicker about the business of councils through video. And of course NBN enables you to go video.
So what are some of the problems that you've solved for the community through these videos?
We've tackled service issues of the council, how to improve recycling, how to minimise contamination. We've worked on issues such as social issues, gambling, bullying, domestic violence, and more recently we've been tackling the issue of asbestos, particularly asbestos dumping. We had one recent incident where somebody dropped a truckload of a house construction, roofing, walls, the whole lot of asbestos. When we arrived on the scene, we found that children were playing on it. The inspectors did a quick door knock around the area, and out of 24 houses found one who spoke English. Instantly we had a problem. So we created a board to deal with that, and now what happens is, when we detect an event like that, our people can go out with an illustration and show people this is the danger.
So the content is great, and one of the questions I'm sure people would be wondering is time frames and effort and cost. So what does it take to put together, an animated version of let's say this cyberbullying storyboard here in front of me?
The creation of storyboards really depends on the complexity of the issues. Within a storyboard itself, there's usually 6 to 8 cells. You introduce the issue and you have a finish as what the call to action is. In between, you can usually tackle 2 or 3 things. It's one of those things where you can't do everything, and you have to understand the limitations of the medium. Writing for them is always a challenge when you work with project managers, because they want to say everything and you just can't. What you need to do is look at these as teasers, or perhaps better described as, you want to start a conversation with people, and this gets them to start making inquiries and start thinking about it. The real strength of storyboards is that it gets into people's gets into their family situations. That's the target we're after. We're trying to create stories that people can read in a glance and then go home and say, hey, I saw this or I saw that, and they talk to their family and friends, and that's when it starts to take off.
So some of the, obviously it's resource intensive to get set up, I suppose, at the beginning, but are there tangible cost savings that you guys have measured in terms of putting these out there and saving on customer service, for example?
Well, I think the real issue there is that customer service in these areas has often gone waning. No one has addressed the issue, and particularly with Moreland because half the population speak a language other than English at home. So when you set out to create a storyboard, there's many things that you must consider. Writing and producing them can be a short time, or it can take a bit longer. It really depends on the complexity. The cost is not huge. With NBN and with the new software that's available now, creations that used to cost in the tens of thousands can now cost well under that figure.
Great, and so the major benefit really is you're getting out to sectors of the community that you would never have reached before.
Clearly, the advantage of this type of approach is that you're creating visuals that convey meaning to people, and they can do it very quickly. That's what YouTube has done to the world. It has shown people can create small videos. They don't have to be huge productions, but they can solve problems, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to solve problems, particularly for council. And the top 50 complaints that we get, or inquiries, we're out there to try and solve problems for people so they can live their lives in peace.
Great, well, I think there's no doubt that content is king, and you're clearly demonstrating it. Thank you.
Thank you.